Hey everyone, welcome back for another Grimm tale. So I've got, pretty much all the classic ones that I recognize I've read to y'all by now, except for this one that, I'm not sure how they're gonna turn it Grimm, because it's, the P test, which I don't know about y'all, but I grew up hearing that story of just some chick had to lay on like 50 mattresses, and if she could feel the pee that they stuck under the first one, then she's not really a princess. So I don't know how they're gonna turn this one dark. There's not much to it, but let's get into it and find out, huh? And maybe we'll get a puppy visitor other than the little cutie that's asleep next to me. One of them might decide to get in my lap. Hopefully. Once upon a time, there was a king whose only son was very eager to get married. Yeah, it's already starting off unbelievable. And he asked his father for a wife. "Your wish shall be fulfilled, my son, but it's only fitting that you marry no one less than a princess, and there are none to be had in the vicinity. Therefore, I shall issue a proclamation, and perhaps a princess will come from afar." Yep, this is definitely old school. Soon a written proclamation was circulated, and it did not take long before numerous princesses arrived at the court. Almost every day a new one appeared, but when the princesses were asked about their birth and lineage, it always turned out that they were not princesses at all, and then they were sent away without having achieved their purpose. "If everything continues like this," the son said, "I'll never get a wife in the end." "Calm yourself, my son," said the queen. "Before you know it, she'll be here. Happiness is often standing just outside the door. One only needs to open it." Yep, that's an old mom saying. And it was really just as the queen had predicted. Soon after, on a stormy evening, when the wind and rain were beating on the windows, there was a loud knocking on the gate of the royal palace. The servants opened the gate, and a beautiful maiden entered. She demanded to be led directly before the king, who was surprised by such a late visit and asked her where she had come from, who she was, and what she desired. "I've come from a distant country," she answered, "and I'm the daughter of a mighty king. When your proclamation was with the portrait of your son arrived in my father's kingdom, I felt a strong love for your son and immediately set out on my way with the intention of becoming his bride." They're switching it up in this one. Dude wants to get married and chick's the one first in love. Alrighty. "I'm somewhat skeptical about what you've told me," said the king. "Besides, you don't look like a princess. Since when does a princess travel alone without an escort, and in such poor clothes?" "An escort would have only delayed me," she replied. "The color of my clothes faded in the sun, and the rain washed it out completely. If you don't believe I'm a princess, just send a messenger to my father." "That's too far and too complicated. A delegation cannot ride as fast as you. The people must have the necessary time for such a journey. Years would pass before they returned. If you can't prove in some other way that you're a princess, then fortune will not shine upon you, and you'd do well to head for home. The sooner the better." "Let her stay," said the queen. "I'll put her to a test and know soon enough whether she's a princess." The queen herself climbed up into the tower and had a bed made up for the maiden in a splendid room. When the mattress was carried into the room, she placed 3 peas on it, one on top, one in the middle, and one below. Then 6 other soft mattresses were stacked on top, along with linen sheets and a cover made of eider down, whatever that is. When everything was ready, she led the maiden upstairs to the bedroom. "Bye, Franny. I did have someone with their butt on me, but she got too toasty again. After such a long trip, you must be tired, my child. Get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll continue talking." At the break of day, the queen climbed up to the room in the tower. She thought the maiden would still be in a deep sleep, but the maiden was awake. "How did you sleep, my little daughter?" "Miserably," replied the princess. "I couldn't sleep a wink the whole night." "Why, my child, wasn't the bed good enough?" "In all my days, I've never lain in such a bed. It was hard from my head to my feet. It seemed as if I was lying on nothing but peas. Now I know for sure, said the queen, that you're a genuine princess. I shall send some royal garments up to you with pearls and jewels. Dress yourself as a bride, for we shall celebrate your wedding this very day. Well, that was a short one. Not very grim, but I'll take it. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye. Happy reading.